back. The deputy leader of the National Green Party, NGP, Aaron Alexander, is assuring the public that the National Green Party is a viable option. He is urging St. Lucians to vote for political revolution and not the same old theatrics which he says have failed time and time again.
A vote for the NGP is a vote for political revolution, says Deputy Leader Aaron Alexander. Aaron says that the NGP represents leadership in its purest forms, the ability to inspire, accountability, and transparency. With only a few days left until general elections, Alexander is urging the public to turn away from poor governance and vote for the National Green Party.
Come out in your large numbers and let your voices be heard through the National Green Party. Vote for the National Green Party candidate in your respective constituency. This is an election for the soul of our nation. Don't let it be taken by those who are guilty of bad governance, by those who do nothing else but send us to hospital, cemetery, or jail. Let this election be a political revolution, just like 1997. Let us hurry to the defense of our nation. The National Green Party has done its part. The rest is now up to you, brothers and sisters, kings and queens. Don't say you didn't have a choice this election. Let your conscience be your eternal guide.
Speaking to Castries Central constituents, Alexander says the NGP has outlined its plans and can only hope that the public will bestow trust in the passionate and capable team.
My people of Castries Central, we have come to you. We have had discussions with you, and we have now put our cards on your table. We have outlined the programs which we will implement, and we know it will benefit you when you allow us to represent you. Our programs cover the youth, elders, business houses, and the homeless amongst us. We ask of you to elect us on Monday, July 26. Elect the National Green Party, the NGP, and your candidate for Castries Central, Aaron Alexander, a young man who is ready to serve and represent our people.
St. Lucians will go to the polls on Monday, 26 July. NGP political leader Andre De Caries is contesting the Gros Islet seat, while NGP deputy political leader Aaron Alexander will contest the Castries Central seat. Karim Nelson, Hot 7 TV, Election Central.
The leader of the opposition, Philip J. Pierre, has issued his final message to the people of St. Lucia. He says members of the public should exercise patience this election season as the process is proving to be much slower. He also urges St. Lucians to make a correct assessment and choose a government that represents the people.
After weeks of campaigning, rallies, candidate launches, and motorcades, the ultimate decider will be where the X's are placed on the ballot paper and who the public decides to represent and lead them. Leader of the St. Lucia Labour Party, Philip J. Pierre, says that the party is confident and adequately prepared to lead. Pierre also emphasizes that patience is valuable for the general elections this time round.
First of all, I want to ask electors to be patient. It's taking some time because of the COVID protocols. To my mind, things are running smoothly. I just want the electors to be patient because it's your chance to change the course of your life. It's your chance to take a decision on your governance. It's your time to realize whether the 5 years of governance that has passed was good for you as a people. So we just have to be patient to ensure that that happens.
The SLP leader urges the public to review the UWP's track record and make the right decision on July 26.
I hope that the people of St. Lucia realize that there's need for change. I mean, the government has been in power for 5 years. We have unprecedented times. The economy of the country is the worst economy in the OECS. The government has mishandled the economy badly. They've overborrowed. And I think it's time for the people of St. Lucia to put a stop to that recklessness, put a stop to these accusations, and get a government that is truly there for them, a people's government, and that's what our party is offering.
July 26 will determine which party or person is given the opportunity to lead the country, and ultimately St. Lucians hope that the next 5 years will be fruitful. Karim Nelson, Hot 7 TV, Election Central.
Meanwhile, Prime Minister Alan Chastanet also made an appearance later during the day.
Obviously, this is a very important part of our democracy, and certainly an opportunity for our police officers and some of our emergency workers to be able to vote. in advance of the big poll on Monday. Very important for the police to vote, I mean, because they're the ones on the front line. And certainly with COVID impacts and resources, there's a lot to vote for. I mean, this is a very important election for them in terms of their own direction and how they see things. On the vote on Monday, again, that's also a very important vote. I mean, we're at a crossroads of this country. I call it post-trauma, post-COVID trauma. We've seen some of the beginnings of it, high prices for fuel, the increase in the cost of shipping, materials, and the debt that's accumulated over the world. I mean, in Australia, their debt to GDP went from 30% to 90%. Canada, I think, is in excess of 100%, and so is the United States of America. America, the unemployment rate went from 4% to 16%, which is a 300% increase. So when you consider that and compare that to what happened here in St. Lucia, how well we've been able to manage this situation, a very difficult situation. But you certainly want to have a government, I think, and a group of men and women that are capable and understand and have the experience of staying focused and to deal with things as they're going to come up, because there's no script for this.
The mother of Kimberly DeLeon says she is disappointed that no justice has been meted out in her daughter's homicide. She says with the general election on the horizon, promises that were made have not materialized. Genevieve Gonzague reports.
On October 29, 2018, mother of two Kimberly William DeLeon was found dead in her Mourne home. DeLeon's death sparked much outrage throughout the island. Almost 3 years later, there has been no resolution in the matter. Kimberly's mother, Mary William, on Friday held a one-mother protest at Constitution Park, hoping to keep her daughter's memory alive and remind the public that no justice has been served in that matter. William says on the eve of an election, enough pressure has not been brought to bear on the RSLPF to solve her daughter's case.
I am not voting. I was told that before the ruling party, the party in power, gets out of office, that 3 cases they want to solve is Kimberly DeLeon, Impact, and also this young boy who met his death, Arnold Joseph, on the chaussee. To date, election is on Monday, so you know what time of day it is. So my message out here today is for UWP, SLP, whichever P is in power, I will continue. I am not giving up.
On Wednesday, the Director of Public Prosecution, Dasarine Green, announced that there had been a partial resolution to matters surrounding Operation Restore Confidence. Williams says while this announcement may have been beneficial to some, it broke her heart.
Yes, I listened to him myself attentively, and I asked myself, will I ever get justice? Will I ever get justice? I used to be calling him, trying to get update on the case, but of late, he too has dumped me under the go-to-hell bus.
Williams says she has not stopped grieving, nor will she give up in her pursuit for justice. She says communication with the investigating team has been lacking as she feels like she has been sidelined.
They have all dumped me under the go-to-hell bus.
And why do you think that?
Because nobody's saying anything to me. They have all blocked me from their phones. No matter how I try to reach them, nobody wants to speak to me. So that's the only thing. I'm being dumped under the go-to-hell bus.
William has expressed every intention of continuing her protests and calls for justice until it is served. Reporting for Hot 7 News, I am Genevieve Gonzague.
Endorsed candidate for the National Green Party for Castries North, Daisy Ann St. Rose, is calling for more care to be given to the elderly in society. She says successive administrations have failed to care for the people whose very backs the society has been built on.
Daisy Ann St. Rose will be facing off against independent candidate Stevenson King and UWP-endorsed candidate Janine Jarodi McIntyre for the Castries North seat. St. Rose has indicated that during her time canvassing the area, she has realized that the elderly are severely disadvantaged. She explained that particularly during a time like now where technology plays such a pivotal role in society, the older people seem to have been forgotten.
When we speak of the kind of care that must be provided for the elderly, these citizens who have made tremendous contribution to the building of St. Lucia, Yet after they have paid their dues, they are ignored and left alone and divorced from government policy planning programs for the elderly. These are the very persons who, when they were younger, could plan and help move this country forward, and they should continue to be consulted when designing programs for their benefit, as their needs vary and change over generations.
She went on to explain that in such a technological era, more has to be done to support both older and less privileged individuals.
The Castries North constituency, as I've seen, has some depressed areas and less fortunate residents, and the time has come for internet providers, in light of the profits that they make, to reinvest and give back to the community in a direct way. There are many students and families who cannot afford the internet service. It is in the best interest of St. Lucia and the future of our country that our citizens are exposed to the internet, since it is a given in our modern society.
St. Rose explained that true to the NGP core value of putting people at the center of planning and decisions that will affect them, the party will ensure that there are checks and balances in everything that has to be done. Genevieve Gonzague, Hot 7 TV, Election Central.
Stay with us, there's more news after the break.